This video is all about bisque firing. Bisque firing drives out impurities in the clay, hardens the clay, and takes it to a level that is still porous enough to accept glaze application. I'm taking this clip a few days before bisque firing. These pieces are drying. I've uncovered them for a little while to allow them to dry out a bit faster, but I will cover them up again shortly. The ones that are on the left there that are quite white are bone dry. They are ready for bisque firing. And the tanner ones to the right are still quite wet. Some of them are leather hard, and at leather hard you could carve things into them if you'd like. Everything's bone dry and ready for kiln firing. If they weren't bone dry, the expansion of the liquid into a gas might blow them up inside the kiln. This is my kiln. I have it set up outside because of the heat it generates and possible noxious gases when it's firing. I've started filling the kiln. I've got kiln legs in there along with a few of my pieces. The kiln legs on the left are taller for taller pieces, and the ones on the right I'm going to be putting smaller pieces. On top of these legs I'll be putting shelves and another layer of my pieces. I've finished filling the bottom of the kiln, added a kiln shelf, and moving forward with finishing filling the kiln. Loaded and ready for bisque firing. So I've started the kiln. The lid is cracked open for about an hour and a half to let off steam or other gases in the early firing. And we're going to be firing to just over 1800 degrees Fahrenheit. Right now, we're showing 78 degrees Fahrenheit. It's been an hour and a half. I've now closed the lid. See, the temperature is now over 330 degrees, which means all of the moisture has been driven off in steam. It's now been 3 hours since I started the kiln. Temperature has gone up to well over 700 degrees Fahrenheit, which means that all of the organic material that might have been in the clay has now burned off. It's been about 8 hours since I started the kiln. We're getting close to 1800 degrees Fahrenheit, so it shouldn't be too long before the cycle finishes. And you can see a little bit of a nice red glow in the peephole there. How you doing? Hi. All right, the kiln finished bisque firing after about 9 hours yesterday. I've left it overnight to cool off a bit. It is still almost at the boiling point in there, so it's still quite warm. But at this point, I can open the lid and let things cool off for a couple hours before unloading the kiln. And there we go. All my pieces are bisque fired and ready for glazing.